Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the Spiritual Bodybuilder, and today I'm going to talk to you about 9 main signs that you're having ascension symptoms. The ascension process is happening to everyone right now. It's getting really strong, really big, and there's like this mass awakening, especially with this eclipse stuff that's going on right now. So if you're feeling out of sorts, or if you're feeling like a lot of stuff's changed and you don't really understand why or how, what's going on, you feel like you're going crazy. Okay, you're not going crazy. A lot of people are experiencing this. I remember I started mine really back in 2010, but I had a massive, huge shift in 2014, and for a while I felt like I was losing my freaking mind. But you know what? It was just because the person that I was at that time and the person that you have been is not really the person that you are deep down inside. So your soul is calling you out to grow and to learn and to come into who you really are. Think of it as you've been living in this more superficial shell of yourself, and through experience and through energies and through life, we learn, we grow, we have trauma, we have pain, we grow, and you're getting to this point where you've sort of broken this bubble, and the bubble snaps, and all of a sudden one day you wake up, you're like, what the hell's going on? So, sign number 1, you're all of a sudden feeling very alone. So when this kind of stuff happens, all of a sudden you may not like the same foods. You may not want to go do the same things. I know when I had my big one, I was competing in bodybuilding, and then all of a sudden I had no desire to eat 6 times a day. I had no desire to even really go work out, or when I did, I just didn't feel the same intensity or the same passion for it. And I found myself being drawn to, other strange things, but I didn't know that at the time. I had to get out of my comfort zone and go into the unknown. And that unknown is strange because you're sort of walking blind. It's like the blind leading the blind at first. And you're feeling blind until you build up your faith, until you build up your trust in your own soul. That's what the process is going on, right? But at first, again, you can feel very, very alone, but trust that it's only temporary. And really, it comes down to that feeling is forcing you to trust the process, okay? So the more that you allow yourself to surrender and trust the process, this is all about letting go of that control mechanism within you, okay? So keep that in mind and just take one step at a time. Number 2, expanded awareness. You may all of a sudden be driving down the street and you just look up at the sky and you just all of a sudden have a new appreciation for the colors, for the clouds. You may be listening to a song and it just speaks to you in a different way. You may get around people and all of a sudden you can feel these weird energies going through you. You're like, what the hell is going on? I don't like this feeling. Your energy is expanding. And as such, when it expands, it's reaching out to these things and places and feelings you didn't know. So really, this is your extrasensory perception starting to activate. And when it activates, if you ever seen a superhero movie, when their powers start to come in, they go nuts. I don't know, like Cyclops in the X-Men, right? When it first hit him, he was like, what the hell's going on? And he got all angry and he had this emotion, the emotion activated this red fucking plasma beam coming out of his eye, right? And he didn't really know what to do until he met Professor X, and Professor X guided him and taught him how to control his energies. Well, this is sort of the same kind of thing. Those superhero movies are like stories, but they're metaphors as to our own awakening process. We have superpowers within us, and this is us diving in to identify and figure out and feel and experience and to give to the world the powers that we hold within us through the power of our emotional strength and the vibration of love. And I'll get into that more later. Okay. Number 3, triggers. What is a trigger? Say you're talking to someone, you have a baby mama or a baby daddy that you guys don't get along, and they trigger the fuck out of you. It's just every single word they say, they don't get it, they don't think the same way you do, they don't understand, and you just, no matter what you do, you can't get through to them, and it just pisses you off, and it rages you, and you can't think. These triggers are designed to teach you. The triggers are the way. That depth, that darkness, that uncomfortable feeling that you don't want to feel is exactly the direction that you need to go in order to grow through it. Once those triggers don't bother you anymore, you've learned the lesson. So these triggers will get real strong, okay? Because they're trying, again, to teach you. This is the universe teaching you how to become yourself, who you really are at the core, okay? So you're going to be seeing a lot more triggers, and when you do, try to remember what I'm saying here right now. Like, picture me in your head, say, okay, the trigger is the way. The triggers are the way, and you're going to learn from them and grow, but it takes patience with yourself and self-forgiveness too. Because, you know, you might be beating yourself up. Oh my God, like, I can't handle this. What the fuck's going on? You got to breathe, brother and sister. You got to relax. You got to allow this stuff to go through you. And then eventually you'll find that you just grow strong enough to, okay, you can have, you know, when you don't feed the energy, when you don't feed the negative energy, it goes away. There's nothing to do. It's like taking oxygen away from a fire. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're getting triggered. Number 4, attracting unexpected attention. Okay, so now that you've awakened, your vibration is raising, and you don't know where the hell you're going, but you're starting to venture out because this feeling within you is so strong, it's pulling you in these directions. And because your energy is different, but you don't quite understand it yet, you're going to be inviting different people, different things, different scenarios, different places into your life, and you're going to be like, where the hell did that come from? Where did this person come from? Or where did this opportunity? Or is it an opportunity? Or is it another learned lesson? We don't know. Okay, so the difficulty here is that when you attract this kind of attention, generally speaking, like if we still have that control mechanism going on, we still try to figure out what the expected outcome is going to be. And that's what we have to let go of, because we have no idea what the outcome is going to be. Okay? So when you bring this in, let it flow. Listen to your feelings. Listen to your heart. And try not to figure it out. Try not to analyze it too much, although, you know, like, that's the learning process of when you start to overanalyze, get an analysis paralysis. You take a step back and you breathe and you relax. That's why meditation and yoga and you know, sound baths and things are getting so popular, because so many people are going through this and need that reinforcement or that guidance to be able to quiet the mind. Because in the stillness is where we get the real answers. And you know, with all this stress and tension of going through this process, it's very difficult to get that stillness in the mind. Okay? Number 5, insomnia. So during this process, the mind tends to start to take on a life of its own, and it's hard to shut the mind down. All right, again, going with those you know, unexpected experiences and triggers. Okay, like, so you may find yourself laying down at night, you're super exhausted, but your mind just won't shut off. It just won't shut down. And then, you know, you may try different, I know when I went through this, I tried everything under the sun. I actually thought that I got to the point where I thought I had sleep apnea, and it was really difficult for a while. But again, you know, we have to keep our body as balanced as possible in all ways, like nutritionally, vibrationally, you know, physically, exercise. You know, the more balanced and clean we keep our body, the more able our body is going to be able to rest and recuperate, because we really, really need it right now going through this process as we're growing. Because really, as our vibration raises and as we're purging and processing all this emotional energy that no longer serves us. And that is like an energetic workout. We're like training, like getting ready for a competition with this energy, and it's exhausting. So you may be exhausted and you haven't really physically done anything. You don't understand why. It's because in the etheric and astral realm, in the energetic realm, all this work is being done. So you may not understand it, but just try to be patient with yourself. And you know, I like to use binaural beats, or do sound baths, or go floating. You know, you try to use natural means as much as possible to help yourself sleep, but also being in a pitch black room, or like an eye cover, you know, white noise, things like that. Those can help you sleep. Even if you don't fall asleep, you can get into more of a meditative state, and that's still going to help you recover. Okay? So number 6, feeling lost. So this kind of goes along with feeling very alone, right? But Specifically, like some days you just may be going through or talking to people, like talking to people that you used to know, and it just, they don't click with you. They don't get it. They don't understand. You just feel like, where the hell am I? I don't belong here. Where's my home? You're searching for this place that you don't know exists, or you don't know how to get there. And that, there's a period of time through the dark night of the soul where we feel disconnected from the universe, from source. That is us going into our shadow, going into the darkness of the depths of our soul. I call that the Chiron energy, because the Chiron is that deepest wound within us. But this is us going through and facing that deep wound in our shadow self, but that is where the light gets in. The darkness is where the light gets in. So you're going to come to a place, and again, you're going to get to the place where when you get to the point where you have enough faith and trust in yourself and the divine to know that good things are coming. But it takes time and effort and consistency to get there. Okay, so I encourage you, if you're feeling lost, it's only temporary. You're going to get through it. Just take it one day at a time. All right? Number 7, hypersensitivity to people's, places, and things that are good and bad. So you may not really understand what this feeling is within you at first until you experience it a few times, right? But you could be going to a party, or like, I remember when I was going through this, I used to like going out to nightclubs and stuff, and it got to the point where I'd go to a nightclub and I'd just be standing there and just feeling like I don't belong here. Like I want to fit in, like there's all these groups of people and you want to fit in, you want to go hang out with these groups of people, but they're all talking about shit that you don't care about. Everybody's, dancing and have a good time, but you have this deep feeling in you that something's not right. You're feeling a lot of people that do that, kind of stuff, they're really lonely, and they're escaping and they're searching, and you can feel that escapist energy. You can feel that loneliness deep down underneath everything. The hypersensitivity, I know when I first started massage therapy, right, and I had my huge spiritual awakening a little bit before that. When I started massage therapy, I noticed, wow, I really get into a meditative state, like a zone, when I'm doing body work, and I found out that, I have a gift. I'm able to feel and almost extract the dense energies out of the body. So I started really going into that, and it was a place where I would go to get in a flow state. Now, hypersensitivity is sort of the energy that is causing the triggers to come up. So this hypersensitivity is trying to teach you, but it can be very uncomfortable at first because it rocks you to your core. It can mess up your digestion. It can make you hold aches and pains over your body. You're like, what the hell? All of a sudden you're waking up every day. You're so sore for no reason. This is your DNA activating. This is at the very molecular level, it's everything changing. And it's activating certain aspects of your energetic field and vibration and bringing this to light. So everybody has a little bit of a different sensitivity, but again, getting still and being patient with yourself is the key in the way to integrating this energy, because it's all about integration and processing, right? This is a whole period of time where you're just going to be processing shit. So number 8, you also may start to experience ringing in the ears. Now, if you already do, like I know I do, when I was in the military, I was around a lot of explosions and gunfire, and also I used to love listening to really loud music. So you have ringing in the ears. That may be normal for you a little bit, but the ringing will get louder, and the tones and pitches will change, especially when you get silent and still. Sometimes it gets so loud it's almost deafening. But, I'm not really sure why this happens. I guess it may be that our vibration is changing and the auditory frequencies are shifting in our mind. I really don't know. I'm not a scientist about that. If you do have information about that, please comment below and let me know what you think. But just ringing in the ears is a pretty normal experience for pretty much everybody I know that's gone through this process. Okay? And number 9, you feel like something big is coming. Now, this feeling will never leave you alone. Okay, and things will happen, but it's like something will happen and it'll integrate, and then you'll still have that feeling like something big is coming. I've been feeling that feeling for years, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know if that feeling will ever go away, but I can tell you that it used to feel like something big and bad is coming. Now it feels like something big and good is coming. And going through this transformation process, being in this experience, it's jarring and it's confusing. Once you stop trying to figure it out and you stop trying to control it, that's when things will start going right, because that's when you start making the decisions and the thought and having the thought processes of someone that is in a complete trust and faith, and that is only when the universe can guide you to where you're meant to go. And we all do have, I believe that we have a divine purpose in this world. I believe that we're all here to help humanity, and we all have play our own little part in this game of raising the vibration of the collective consciousness. So if you are going through this experience, watch this video or videos like this to help you understand and know why you're feeling what you're feeling, and just realize that it's all going to be okay. You just have to have trust and have faith and love yourself and forgive yourself and face that wound within. And once that wound is processed, then you can start really living your life. All right? So I thank you for watching. Please, if you resonated with this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below about your opinions about this stuff. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Much love. Peace.